Hi and welcome to Girl Talk World. I'm Sarah and here is your final roundup of the Women's World Cup action ahead of the final this Sunday. The quarter-finals kicked off last Thursday. England took on Norway in the first tie and a massive 3-0 win saw the Lionesses qualify for the semi-finals. Jill Scott scored the first opening goal after just 2 minutes and 6 seconds, England's fastest goal at a Women's World Cup and the quickest of the tournament so far. This goal also made Scott the second Lioness to score in 3 different World Cups. Top work, Jill. Clinical forward Ellen White then hit the net, becoming the second English player to score in 4 consecutive World Cup appearances, alongside Match of the Day legend Gary Lineker. Lucy Bronze rounded off the scoring in the second half with an absolute rocket from the edge of the box, helping the Lionesses become the first senior England team to reach the last 4 at 3 consecutive major tournaments. France and USA then battled it out in one of the most hotly anticipated games of the tournament. Fireworks were expected for the clash between the hungry host nation and the best team in the world, with some saying it would be the women's game's best match before it even kicked off. Despite a raucous home crowd, the Stars and Stripes beat Les Bleus 2-1, sending them through to a semi-final meeting with England. Les Bleus had managed to break USA's 28-game unbeaten streak back in January, the US's only loss in 43 games by the time of this match. But instead of repeating the trick, became the 4th host nation on the bounce to be knocked out in the Women's World Cup quarter-finals. Saturday's first game was between the on-form Netherlands and tournament underdogs Italy. The Oranges hit 2 headers without response to head in their first ever semi-final. This meant the Netherlands had scored 5 goals off the noggin in just 5 games this tournament. This loss also marked the end of Italy's fairy tale run. The Italians were widely regarded as a surprise team at the tournament after finishing top of their group, despite appearing at the World Cup for the first time in 20 years. Two-time champs Germany suffered a shock 2-1 defeat to Sweden in the quarter-final meeting. After opening the scoring, the Germans became the first team in 20 years to lose a quarter-final after leading. Sweden's equaliser was the first opening half goal they'd conceded in their past 22 World Cup matches. This shock defeat also means Germany won't have the opportunity to defend the Olympic gold they won in 2016. This brings us to the epic semi-final matches which kicked off on Tuesday. The Lionesses saw their dreams of reaching their first Women's World Cup final come to an end as they lost 2-1 in a hard-fought matchup with the US. The Stars and Stripes scored 2 first-half headers, 1 each from Kristen Press and Alex Morgan, either side of an Ellen White strike. The Lionesses' spirits were raised in the second half when White found the net again, only for VAR to rule her offside. White was then clipped in the box, with VAR awarding England a penalty. Captain Steph Houghton stepped up, but the US keeper made the diving save. England then saw defender Millie Bright shown a second yellow card as they chased an equaliser, but it wasn't to be. After seeing off the Lionesses, the USA became the first side to reach 3 consecutive World Cup finals. The Netherlands met Sweden in the second semi-final, with the Oranges progressing to the final. The game was goalless after 90 minutes thanks to some keeper heroics, but into extra time, Netherlands midfielder Jackie Groenen broke the deadlock. Her long-range strike was the difference, sending the Netherlands into a final meeting with the US. This was a bitter loss for Sweden, who had performed so well this tournament and who have now lost more Women's World Cup semi-final matches than any other nation. Ouch. So that leaves us with 2 concluding games this weekend. Tomorrow sees England battle Sweden in the 3rd place playoff, whilst USA and the Netherlands fight out in the final on Sunday. We can't wait to see what happens. Let us know which team has impressed you the most this tournament in the comments below. Now, the World Cup may be coming to a close, but we shouldn't be sad it's ending, just happy it's happened. The tournament has been awesome and so good for women's football around the world. People have been loving the action so much that England's semi-final was the most watched TV programme of the year in the UK, with a peak audience of 11.7 million people cheering on the Lionesses. Finalists USA have inspired so many people that their home football shirt has even become Nike's best-selling shirt of all time. They're record breakers on and off the pitch, but once again, proving that girls are amazing. The footy doesn't end here either. The Lionesses will be taking on Germany in Wembley in November, and next year Great Britain will be competing in the women's football at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. We think they've got a real chance of winning gold, and we'll all be there cheering them on all the way. Thanks for following the Women's World Cup this summer, guys, and whatever happens in the final games this weekend, remember, girls are amazing. Bye!